Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I'm Conrad O'Reilly, and today we have a familiar face in a familiar place. 2021 World Champ, Mr. James Conrad. And we're here in Waco, Texas for the second Elite Series of the year. Super excited to get to this course that offers both woods and open. How do you like this course, James?
I love competing out here at Waco. I feel like it's kind of a special tournament to me. Like every year, it kind of feels like a homecoming, like a welcome back to tour kind of an event. They let a lot of us that have vans and such just kind of park in the parking lot for like the week. So it turns into a little bit of a van village, and we're spending a lot of time with all our friends again, which is great. And then as far as the course, just a ton of fun to play. Like you got the kind of open side where you have to navigate some OB and some wind, and then you have the really technical wooded side of the course. So it's got a good mix. It's super shreddable in decent conditions and just a fun tournament. So stoked to be back.
Yeah, Paul Macbeth famously went 18 down here a few years back, and since they've kind of reduced the par on a couple holes, and they've tried to make it more challenging. So the 18 isn't really there as much anymore, but honestly, with top level players, it kind of is always on the table. And it's one of those courses where, depending on the wind direction, once you get in these final holes, it really makes a big difference whether you can attack on hole 15 and 18. And yeah, it's a fun course, and like James said, a lot can happen out here. And we're on the beautiful merging of the Brazos River, and I'm not sure the other name of this one here, but it's just an amazing place to be. And springtime is blooming in Texas, so let's get to the action. Starting off on hole 1, we have a south wind today, pretty strong. Really going to make a big difference on these few open holes, depending what direction the wind is going. Not a bad wind for that high spike hyzer play. This one is at 291 feet, out of bounds right and long. The straight added gap is as wide as it's ever been, so it's also a very good option right now, but hard for me not to take that hyzer to start off. Oh yeah, James inspired me. I saw him wearing the Air Jordan 1s at Wild Horse during Las Vegas Challenge, so I had to bust my Jordans out the closet for this round. Glow Pioneer. Flopped down and sat down nicely. This is one where if your disc is rolling slowly, you kind of get scared that out of bounds is only 15 feet right there.
Always kind of like the straight shot on this one, and like Connor said, they got that gap cleaned up nicely for us. It's looking pretty big. I feel like with how many gap shots we have coming up, I don't mind like kind of setting the tone for the round with a nice straight putter shot to start. So going with an envy.
Bread and butter shot for James. Oh my God,
I thought it might go in. That would have been a sweet way to start.
You almost started us off with a freaking ace in my face. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Birdies to start on 1. We showed you guys both the different routes you'll see players taking. James almost rung one up. That's a fun start.
Hole 2, par 4, a little over 600 feet. This one's definitely wind dependent. If it's a calm day, or especially with a tailwind, this feels super attackable and feels almost like a must get. But a lot of times it's playing into this headwind like today, and it really brings that OB line to the right into play. It makes it pretty challenging. It makes the up shots a bit longer, as you're not going to bite as much off the tee, and yeah, that OB line on the right stays relevant, especially in these windy conditions. So trying to keep a drive in play, hopefully get up and down for that birdie.
Beat it. Woo!
Close to that tree.
I'm gonna throw super overstable, try not to have to hit as crispy of an angle as James did. About 315 or so to the pin. 300 feet into the headwind. Like James said, normally this one's pretty routine, but It's gonna play touchy with this much wind. I'm just gonna play it straight with the compass. I don't like the forehand with this much wind. Safe look. Didn't quite get the flip I wanted.
I finished kind of on the right of this wall of trees, which opens up a couple options to the right side. I can kind of play an overstable disc towards the sidewalk, trust the fade. I'm gonna go with the Terra, just kind of a smooth shot because I'm only about 300 feet, but yeah, trust the overstable disc to hold true in the hyzer, in the wind. Tough break, had a great looking shot coming right in towards the pin and hit this last tree, rolled OB, so sometimes there's not a lot you can do, but hopefully just getting that out of my system before the tournament.
Just a bit too much nose. Thought that left right was gonna drop me. Did not. That's one of my keys recently playing in the wind. Don't try to overdo it on that upshot and perfect it when I can give myself an opportunity. I make it, I get my birdie. If not, it's a less stressful par. So something I'm trying to be better about. All right, unfortunate reaction there for James, but like he said, he did a very good job, hit his line, maybe could have came in a foot or two lower, but really, sometimes breaks like that happen, especially in the high wind. And here on the third, we have two new trees recently planted here on the right, taking up this pretty simple hyzer line that used to be there. But I gotta give a big shout out to Ryan Draper and all the staff here at Waco. He let me give him some feedback and let him know that I thought that middle line, if these new trees are gonna be here on the right, should be cleaned up. And he cleaned up that hairy middle tree for us, so that power mid-range shot is available. Because I feel like at this range, at 294 feet, it should be a powerful mid-range shot for most players of the Pro Tour caliber. I don't know, I don't like this much wind. I might have to go with the Pioneer, you guys, just because this wind is cutting. I'm gonna bump up the Pioneer, hit it flat, let the wind work. Be a little bit higher on that one and it could have worked out, but yeah, one of those holes that can play tricky with this south wind.
I'm gonna go back to the Terra. Into the wind, I really love this disc. Just able to feel like hit them hard and flat and trust a nice straight flight. So with these new trees, I'm trying to cut it a little closer to that center gap, maybe even a baby flex to the right and hopefully finish back to the left. Playing in these windier conditions, sometimes these like 100 to 200 foot upshots are like really crucial in your round. You know, if you can get it close, get a little bit of a tailwind putt left for you, it's really stress free. But if you leave yourself a little bit more, like 20, 25 feet, especially putting into the wind on a tall basket like this, your mistakes can kind of compound that way, and like a not a great tee shot all of a sudden turns into a bogey or a double bogey when it could have, with a good upshot. You know, just really focusing on those 100-foot shots, those like salvage shots, the scramble shots, can really save a round a lot of days.
Loving the band today.
Whoops.
my time. Didn't take my time.
Here we are on hole 4. This is another par 4, but now we've entered the original back 9 of the course, and for the next 9 holes we're playing through some tight lines through the woods. It's a ton of fun back here, and this one if I think of the beast, this is definitely one of the first holes that comes to mind. You know, it's only 440 feet, but it's a legitimate par 4. It takes 2 good shots to get up to the basket for a chance of that birdie. The first one, you're just trying to work gently to the left, trying to keep it in the fairway just to set up a second shot. I'm gonna go with an Envy. And shout out to Alex from OTB Discs. He sent me this Envy. I'm a big fan of the Stormlight archives, and this is like I guess the glyph for the Windrunner class from the books. If you know, you know, and it's a sweet Envy though. Friendly kick. Kick me back to the middle. I'll take it.
I'm gonna go tournament harp here. Dang, we both found the right side of that big tree that you gotta be inside of there. And it's gonna be tough scramble. Try not to do too much here.
This one got a little lucky. I definitely missed to the right, but I kicked back to the left. Still not quite what you want for the good chance at birdie. There's this giant tree in the fairway that if you get anything past that, you're looking a lot better for a birdie chance than anything before it. So I'm kind of short like this. I'm honestly just trying to throw a clean second shot, hopefully get up into like circle 2, maybe take a stab at the birdie, but I don't want my mistakes to compound and go for too much, end up in the woods, end up bogeying. Not bad. It almost beat those last trees. Could have scooted up there for a putt, but like I said, it's an easy par like this, and no harm, no foul.
I got forehand and backhand options, but I like the way I control the spin coming in with the backhand here.
Yeah.
That was cool. Oh yeah.
So slow flying.
Right. Good safe bait. You got water like 15 feet back there. No pickups allowed for me today.
No pickups.
I'm putting them all out, guys. I gotta earn it at this point. Beautiful little backdrop on this hole. All right, I gotta clean it up on the putting green if I want to beat the champ. And the hole 5 is a straight shot at 270 feet. The key feature here is there's 2 tiers of height that you got to climb up to get to the green, and then it flattens out up top, so you really want to jam it into that hillside right before the green and just have it sit for you. Yeah, that looks great. Hop up.
Yeah. A little low, but it scooted up that hill a bit.
Yeah, ideally you land maybe a meter higher on the hill and it climbs all the way to the top, but he had enough spin up there to get up top. I kind of followed suit, but I think I threw some slipperier plastic, so I got up there nicely. Mine was even lower, but it just...
Yeah. I was worried that root might catch you.
Yeah.
what we want. A couple birdies.
Here we go. Overdue. No, that's our second frame of the round. More to come.
Hole 6 has always been one of my favorites out here at the Beast. It's a really touchy little par 3. Kind of works its way forward and then down and to the right. A lot of people like to throw like a kind of a flat forehand and trust the fade of the disc, but I've always loved understable putter, hitting it with just a little bit of hyzer through the gap, and then trusting that spin to work the disc down to the right for a nice soft landing near the pin.
Oh, barely.
Close. Hit the gap. Didn't quite get enough flip quick enough, but hitting that first gap is crucial on this hole. Definitely feels good to hit the gap. That's important out here. Hit it. Just hit it.
I used to be a forehand guy here, but recently I think I finally decided it's time for that hyzer flip to turn, understable putter like James was talking about. One of those holes that you hit this gap going down into the rest of these woods, you're going to feel real confident, and yeah, just hit the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little late there as well, and had the good shape though.
Geronimo! You want a little guest appearance?
Sure, what are you guys doing?
Just vlog thing.
Chandler Fry recently has reinvented his forehand and has become a massive tool in his game. Watch him work.
Look at these tie-dye sweatshorts.
Ooh, push it, go. That had me believing. That made me a believer. That's all that matters. Oh yeah, I guess I just.
You notice the shoes?
Oh man, I had to put these on for.
You can't look bad in those shorts, bud.
Jordan freaking golf.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here, I guess they caught this guy. Yes. That's how you play through. Oh.
Have a good vlog.
We'll edit it.
Kind of tried. Oh my god. 1 inch.
So close.
Pair of pars here on the 6th, and James is still up 1, I believe.
Right. You got one on me and then 2 holes in a row. I got one back.
Hole 7's a very attackable par 4, just over 450 feet. Playing off a similar shape as hole 4, except for you can really get aggressive on this one. Forehands do get down there for the eagle look, but you mess up, this one can come to bite you. I like to play that same harp I played on hole 4. Just play it out to the opening and chip up a straight shot. Get it. Full straight. No.
I was trying to work Connor and drive by horn honk. My drive was a little high, caught some of the roughage, but anything out here to the left's fine, honestly. You just want to have a clean tee shot, and it's a pretty fun upshot. You can kind of run it. It's got a little bit of a backstop, and you don't want to come up short, so I'll try to make it for 2, see what happens.
Foot inside. Me and James got to play relief back of this casual pond. Hopefully it's dried up by tournament time, but if not, you might see some people taking this concrete curb foot.
Hard to commit. You don't want to jump putt.
No.
Good.
Another set of pars. Definitely one of those holes that if you get through clean off the tee, you're almost counting as a birdie, but that's all right. We'll clean it up come tournament time.
Here we are on hole 8. This has got to be one of the shortest holes that we play on tour all year. It's only 213 feet, but it's honestly pretty tricky. It's a touchy little shot. It's not a wide hallway that we're shooting down. I'd say it's not much more than 10 feet across, and there's a big slope just to the right side of the basket, so rollaways and some tricky putts can definitely happen. Personally, I like to take a neutral to understable putter, and I kind of throw on hyzer, try to hit the center of the gap, and try to hit the ground about 30, 40 feet short of the pin, and just kind of scoot right up to it. Just a little left. Might have a putt though, we'll see.
Going beat up Faith. Hit that big tree about 20 feet short of the basket, and good spot to be.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bring that up.
Very good.
Yep.
There she blows. Another line frame. Honestly, me and James are going to be probably like 4, 5, 6 down at this point in the tournament, so we're taking it easy, letting her feel good about herself now.
Yeah.
Hole 9, final hole of this front 9 video, is another one of the more iconic holes on the course. Like James said, when I think of this course, this one definitely comes to mind. And you'll notice if you've played this course or seen this course before, we lost this first tree that really framed up our gap here in the center. Honestly, to me, it made the whole play a little more purely because I feel like a lot of shots came out nice and just hit that tree and kicked. So now it seems like you can really peer your way down into that bowl, and it's going to bend to the right and finish up on a little bit of a mound. This one used to be a par 5, has been switched to a par 4, and it's a really tough 3 to get regardless of what you want to call it.
Yeah, it's definitely new to me seeing that one tree down. I feel like it opens up your options a bit off the tee. I feel like it gives you just a little more room to work a disc, so I'm going to go with the Terra, try to give it a little bit of turn out of the hand, really commit it to that down turning line, and trust the disc to fade back down into the bowl at the bottom.
Textbook, you guys. Yeah, can't do it better. I'm gonna take a bit of a different line, playing a hyzer flip that might drift right late with my beat up Explorer.
Step out of the way.
Dang. Squared that last tree, but honestly, I can't be too mad. My timing was pretty crisp there. I'm gonna whack over this Opto X Stiletto and try to give myself something in the mouth up there. A little deep, but should be another lean out forehand from about 120 feet. We're gonna see a unicorn shot possibly here, you guys.
Honestly, this general position is probably where I've thrown more forehands from on tour than anywhere else by a long shot, because like a good tee shot or even a good like scramble shot a lot of times pushes just a little too far, and your only option is kind of to reach out and try to get a little flex flick up to the pin. So I'll try one.
Yeah, like James said, one of those tee shots, you commit to it, you're almost always going to be long of the actual landing zone on this hillside here. And I think it's a miss that you'll take. It's not really a miss, but it's a situation you'll take every time. Skip up. Yes.
Hey!
Perfects it.
Stoked on that. That was actually a pretty challenging one. Little low ceiling. Had to reach out really far to make the angle doable. So stoked to pull out a good forehand when I need one.
I'm gonna go sake bomb slammer, a little floaty flex forehand. I got greedy, tried to kind of give it a run instead of putting it up there, and now I'm looking at a tough 4, maybe a 5. Maybe a go.
That's a sweet ball line.
I know. James with that rare 3 takes 2 great shots.
Yeah.
There we go, nice comeback for the bogey, I believe. That was a 5, right? That was a 5. Multiple mistakes. All right, there you guys have it for the front 9 out here at Brazos East, better known as the Beast. Showing you guys how in the wind it can definitely grab some strokes even on the best players in the world, but we're looking to dial it in on the back 9 and start moving down in the scores. I'm at even, James is at 3 down, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, a ton of fun. Thanks for having me on, Connor. And just awesome being out here enjoying this beautiful spring weather. Getting some early practice for the tournament next week. Should be a good week.
Yeah, we can't ask for much more after dealing with some tough weather last year at this tournament. We're gonna have some beautiful spring weather here, and birds are chirping, leaves are turning green, and stuff is amazing out here. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all tomorrow for the back 9.